Yeah, hi there, Joshua. This is Michael. I'm looking at your essay right now. All right, so the first part, I'm going to change this to an adjective and then change this to an excellent roommate and get rid of the excellence of roommate. That's a little bit awkward. So, excellent roommate. We'll clean up house, respect, but respect others, and cook. Because a roommate affects campus life. Okay, there it is. So we got a general idea there. So now let's take a look. Now I'm going to make a few grammatical corrections as we go through it. So first, I'll put keeping our space clean is I'm just not most important. If you say the most, you have to say the most important thing, but just say how about keeping our space clean is important when we live together because each roommate has a different culture and way of thinking. For example, after taking a shower, if roommates clean up bathtub and trash, how do we feel about them? Someone should clean up and we will get stressful. Moreover, it's not only one day and they disturb us every day. See, I don't know exactly what you're trying to say here. We got to do something different here. Now, when you're developing a paragraph, you got 63 words. I encourage you to do around 100 for each of these body paragraphs. So we need to be a little more specific. We'll come to this later. So second, roommates should respect their own culture because some conduct is impolite to others. We don't know what kind of culture they have, so roommates should talk and share what they are thinking. Just get rid of culture, doesn't fit there very well. For example, some roommates think other roommates need permission to use their stuff. How about personal effects? It's better. Stuff is too imprecise of a word here. On the other hand, people in other cultures don't care. Furthermore, in my case, even my foods were stolen by a roommate. Therefore, we should try to know their culture and take care of them. Finally, roommates of various cultures are a good opportunity to taste their own food. For example, I cook Korean foods for my roommates and they try to eat them. After finishing dinner, they are thankful. Next time they cook their own foods for us. Eating is an important part of life. Cooking foods make us good relationship. Therefore, if my roommate can cook foods, we'll be happy. All right. So you didn't have that many grammatical issues. I think it's more of just developing your points more. Yeah, hi Joshua. This is Michael, your level 6 Toefl instructor. So I'm looking at your second paragraph here, and you had about 53 words in there, and you're using kind of imprecise vocabulary. You weren't very specific. So I'm going to give you an example of what you could do to develop the ideas and use more kind of telling detail. Okay, so let's take a look at some of the changes I made in this one paragraph. Let's see what we have. So starting off, this is what you said first. Keeping our space clean is important when we live together because each roommate has a different culture and way of thinking. right? So that's what you said. And you say, for example, after taking a shower, now this is where I changed some of what you wrote to be more specific. So my roommate should remove any hair near the drain that may have accumulated. In addition, he should put the shampoo and conditioner bottles where they belong. If my roommate shaved in the shower, he should clean up any whiskers that may remain in the tub. Whatever toiletry items my roommate might have should be placed under the sink. In short, I would hope that the bathroom would look exactly the way it looked before my roommate entered. Therefore, being clean is an important characteristic in a roommate. Okay, so Joshua, I took your idea, I doubled the number of words in there, and I added some more specific detail to help illustrate the topic that you were trying to make in that paragraph. So to illustrate the idea about getting permission to use other people's ideas, here's the example I put into your paragraph to give your paragraph more depth. For instance, one of my roommates borrowed a laptop computer without asking me. He brought it to school because he needed to use it to complete a writing project. Earlier that day, when I called home and saw that my computer was gone, I called the police to report a theft. A while later, my roommate came home with my computer, and I was embarrassed to admit to police authorities that my computer was not, after all, missing. In any case, my roommate should have asked permission to borrow my computer. As a result, his behavior was impolite and disrespectful to my culture. And that kind of illustrates the idea. I'm going to change this to let's say to borrow my electronic device. So that makes kind of sense there. So I added a lot more detail to what you said to give this argument a little bit more specificity to it. Okay, let's go to the last paragraph, see what you said. It isn't bad. I mean, you have a pretty good idea, but you just haven't developed it enough. So you said you cook Korean foods, but what Korean food? How about kimchi? Maybe. So you could probably be a little bit more specific as to what you mean by the kind of food you're cooking. Your paragraph is around 57 words. You're looking more closer to 100 to really show that you can develop this idea. This is where you can you can develop this idea of the Korean food a little bit more. So to develop this last paragraph, you could say something like this. Finally, another important quality in a roommate is that she or he is a good cook. For example, last month I prepared a Korean dish for my roommates. We ate white rice, which was boiled for about 15 minutes. In addition, I prepared some stir-fried green beans, cauliflower, cilantro, and chicken. Finally, we also prepared a special dessert dish that we could all enjoy, a chocolate cake with scoops of ice cream. On another occasion, I hoped that my roommates would cook a dinner for me as well. As a result, I really want a roommate who knows how to cook. And that's it. So that's how you can develop your ideas a little bit more. Let's take a look at your whole essay now as one unified idea, right? So let's start from the top. An excellent roommate will clean up the house, respect others, and cook because a roommate affects campus life. First, keeping our space clean is important when we live together because each roommate has a different culture and way of thinking. For example, after taking a shower, my roommate should remove any hair near the drain that may have accumulated. In addition, he should put the shampoo and conditioner bottles where they belong. My roommate shaved in the shower, he should clean up any whiskers that may remain in the tub. Whatever toiletry items my roommate might have used should be placed under the sink. In short, I would hope that the bathroom would look exactly the way it looked before my roommate entered. Therefore, being clean is an important characteristic in a roommate. Second, roommates should respect their own culture because some conduct is impolite to others. We don't know what kind of culture they have, so roommates should talk and share what they're thinking. For example, some roommates think other roommates need permission to use their personal effects. For instance, one of my roommates borrowed my laptop computer without asking me. He brought it to school because he needed to use it to complete a writing project. Earlier that day, when I came home and saw that my computer was gone, I called the police to report a theft. A while later, my roommate came home with my computer, and I was embarrassed to admit to police authorities that my computer was not, after all, missing. In any case, my roommate should have asked permission to borrow my electronic device. As a result, his behavior was impolite and disrespectful to my culture. Finally, another important quality in a roommate is that she or he is a good cook. For example, last month I prepared a Korean dish for my roommates. We ate white rice, which was boiled for about 15 minutes. In addition, I prepared some stir-fried green beans, cauliflower, cilantro, and chicken. Finally, I also prepared a special dessert dish that we could all enjoy, a chocolate cake with scoops of ice cream. On another occasion, I would hope that my roommates would cook a dinner for me as well. As a result, I would really want a roommate who knows how to cook. And there you go. Now let's go over to here. So I can give you a score now, I think. I want to score you in the 4 category, but I can't really do that. If you look in where it says the 3 category, you address a topic and task, the answer is yes. You have somewhat developed explanations, examples, and details. You have sentence formation, word choice. I don't know. I think the main thing is you need to develop your ideas a little bit more. You have accurate but limited range of sentence structure and vocabulary. Yes, yes, and yes. You need more precise vocabulary and maybe some more advanced type grammar in there to help you score higher. So I'm going to put you right now at a score of 3.0 out of 5 or 20 points out of 30. That's the score I would give you on this practice test. Now for our class, I'm going to give you full credit for doing the assignment, but if this were the midterm, I'm going to put you at 76% on this essay, C. So you need to develop the topic more. You need more specific vocabulary if you want to score higher. Now, the last thing I want to do is I'm going to go over to one of my websites, and I'm going to put the link to this web page in the email I'm sending you right now. And I want you to go, it's called Toefl Independent Writing Strategies. I wrote this article on April 6th. Okay, here's where I think you can improve a little bit better with your writing. I think number 6, it says, use 1 to 2 specific details containing precise and clear words. Make sure you read this part of the lesson. The next one, use advanced and simple grammar, especially showing syntactic variety. So you need to focus on 7.1, 7.2, 7.3, 7.4. I think that would be very helpful. Your organization is actually pretty good, right? So I don't see any major problems there. There might be one more thing too. Let me think about it here. Okay, if I go to independent speaking strategies, I'll put this one in here too. I think you can probably study in this lesson, you can focus on use precise vocabulary and then expand your range of vocabulary. That can also be very helpful. So I will also put this link to this lesson in the web page too. All right, so those are some things that you can work on to improve your